guys, welcome to my second Craft the World video here, where we are playing through the campaign pretty much from the start of the game to the end of the game, going through each and every one of the worlds. But for now we are at the very start of the first world. This is the second video. We are just about to be attacked by monsters from the first monster portal. Just doing a speed up here. So the monsters are coming from there, and I don't feel comfortable fighting them right now. They're also coming there. So I'm just going to mark a little bit of it for attack here, and if things get too low health-ish, then I am going to tell these guys to go to bed, because defeating these monsters is crazy cool for the experience, but losing the dwarves, losing too many dwarves, is a bad deal. So this went pretty well, to be honest, and what happened here is really that the dwarves ran out of beds, so I'm going to be making new ones. Good times. I really haven't needed to place these beds till now, but now it's time. So alright, that's outside the shelter, yeah. So let's place them right here, like so. So the dwarves are resting, everything's dandy, nobody died. Oops, wrong mouse button there. Like so. And just making sure really that everybody has something to do here. Looking good, a lot of wood marked to be worked with here. So, nice. A cave spirit. Oh goody. So I got my second totem, and what does that mean? Well, it means that we are going to be expanding our comfort area, our shelter. Right now these stars mark a very, very small area. That is our home. Okay, that was just a wood thing. And I'm going to be extending that area by placing a totem over here. So as soon as I get a dwarf, like this guy here, I'm gonna control him, and just really make room for the totem over here. So I'm gonna pop up a torch here first. Not sure if he has, yes, he has a stone pickaxe. That was nice. So I think this here is actually a pretty good place for me to place the totem. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to go into the craft menu here and locate the totem. Place it here because I can instantly build when I'm controlling a dwarf, and as you can see, the house is now complete because we are already building inside an area that is that has 4 walls around it. We have some sand here that we're going to be grabbing, and this thing here obviously needs to go away because we don't want that stuff. I'm just going to dig down here and grab the sand because we have a quest for that. So it makes good sense to just grab it while we can, like that. Get the easy experience. And just going to place a ladder here. Make sure that I can dig out the rest here. I'm going to be placing dirt as the background, or earth, or whatever you want to call it, like so. And really just craft a few more of these so that the other dwarves can come down here and pick up all the good stuff. So this is actually not a bad place for the next level of the small dwarf shelter here. We do have something that could be a problem down here. So, righty, more goodies. So, as with the other times, right now I'm just going to be adding all the mana in here. just to make sure the dwarves can come in and out of this underground area very easily. Cookbook, goodie. So we're going to be making more items now, complete more quests, and because of that I'm just going to release this guy. I'm going to mark this area to be worked, every last bit of it, at least till this point here, because we have ants living in here and they are very bad for business. So we have a single task, so that's that's not really that much, but it's an important one. It's basic construction. It's a real bummer. You know what, guys, just dig a hole here as well. Place a ladder, and a hatch. Just going to tell these guys to replace these resources so that we don't miss them. Because that would be a major bummer. Just pick this up and pop some light down here. Like so. I think that pretty much covers it. Alright, need of course a hatch there as well. So who's attacking us and why? Big guys. Good enough. So marking them for attack so that the others are going to come help. And of course we do need to check up on the equipment stuff. We just got the character better and dealing close range damage there, which is nice. Still have those goblins over there, and we are going to be teaching them a lesson soon, but right now they're going to have to wait just a little bit. So anyway, why do I say that basic construction is a bummer? Because we don't need a roof. It's completely pointless. But there are other things that we can make with basic construction that make more sense. So let's look at the tech tree here and see what kind of things that is. We have the wooden wall, we have the wooden door, and we have the wooden chest. So the door and the wall are super cool things that we want to make. The door requires a lock, the lock requires iron, but that doesn't really matter because we do have a great deal of that. So we're going to be making 4 of these, and that's going to allow us to make 4 of these. As you can see, we don't have that much wood. Most of what we have been doing has been really underground stuff. We're going to have to change that, but for now 4 of these is very good. And yeah, now we can only make 3 of these because we really don't have enough wood, but we're going to be grabbing that very soon. So that is probably the main thing that we want to be making. Making farming is wood, so it's pretty cool that we do have these dwarves working that up here. So what do I want to use these doors for? You may be wondering. I'm going to show you. I'm going to be popping one here after I place earth as a background material. And that's not just for fun. Right, these are gonna burn up actually before they can attack us. How cool is that? Are we going to get... Yes, no, we didn't get to kill. Oh well, so we're going to be placing a door here. And we're going to be placing... Yeah, you know what, let's place two doors right next to each other, like that. So, why? Well, there's a pretty good explanation to it, and you're going to get it right now. The baddies, not these guys, but the skeletons and those guys, they can't enter the door. But this is the tricky part. We can. So who cares, right? Now they are going to have to destroy the door in order to get there. So if we place sand above the door, this is a little ninja-like, then once the door is removed, the sand is going to fall down onto these guys. Now these are coming because we have an open door, but if we shut this, they're going to go back again. They saw that as an invitation to loot this, and if you saw the first move you going to video, you're going to have seen that when I closed the hatch, the goblins went away. So for some reason these very unintelligent things only come if you leave an open invitation, being an open door or an open hatch or something like that. So that's pretty cool. So please put your... Okay, that was the wrong one I selected. So this one knew what to do, that was nice. So what I'm doing now is I'm building sand on top of this earth. The earth here isn't going to... this is something I've only done it in my mind, because as you could see before, I could not place sand on top of a door. So what I'm hoping is that if I place this sand here and I remove this, the sand is going to fall down onto the door. It may not work, it may work, I have no idea, but I think that it is worth a shot. So what I need is a dwarf that will help me out with this experiment by removing this. So let's see if I'm lucky or if I'm not lucky. Right on. So that is it's a trick that I was really hoping I would be able to pull off, but I've never tried it, like I said before. So I'm super happy that it worked out. Very, very happy, because this is it's so ninja-like, because the doors are much more durable than most other things you can find. So it's a better deal for you to place and replace doors than it is to place an iron wall, not an iron wall, a stone wall or something like that. So this was a major score, I think, and very, very nice option, and definitely something I'm going to be fooling around with in the future, because wow, this really, you're going to see now when the next monster portal comes how powerful this is. I hope anyway that it's going to work as well in praxis as in my mind. Alright, come through. Let's just get this done. Let's get one of them out of the way. No, no, don't go over there. Okay, let him live then. What do we care? So, whoops, these guys have been gathering wood, and that is exactly what we need. We're going to be making a similar setup on this side. Probably should be doing it already, but let's just get that board taken down as well. I completely forgot about the water, that we can gather that now. So we're going to be doing that. We made 15 barrels, so we can really gather this water, and we're going to need it big time. Okay, so we have a... So let's close the door so you can't run away. Very nice. One less goblin to worry about. Right, things are going very well right now, and I really couldn't be more happy about this start here. Great stuff. So anyway, advanced construction. We should be having the wood we need to make more of these walls now. As you can see, plenty. Basic construction, not advanced. And that's going to give us new tasks that we really need. Just going to be gathering all this water as fast as possible, because it's going to drain into the ground. Why will it not do that? Like that. Good times. So let's see what we have to work with. Advanced ironworking and strengthen your arms. So build a blacksmith stable to forge stronger armor. That's what we want, because what we have right now is just completely bogus. So let's go look at these things. Here we have the forge, and that is what we need in order to, as you can see, we need to use water already now. So we're going to need forges in order to make weapons that are better, and just as I did with the workbenches, workshops, I'm going to make more than one. So I'm making 4 of these, and yeah. I do think we need the forge before we can make these. It would be silly the other way around anyway. So what I'm going to do while we just going to say wait for the forges to be made, but that's just me being silly again, like so. Just place a little thing into this portal here. So if I remember correctly, forges are too tall to be here. I normally get a big image of them. I'm not sure what's going on with my game. I don't think it can be here actually. You know what? Let's tell this dwarf here to come help us make this forge. Let's see if we can put one here. We could. That was amazing. So we're just going to be popping forges here. Can't place one there. There, no, there. Great. Good times. So making the forge gives something towards the ironworking, but using them and placing them also. So we're actually getting experience just by placing these. And let's remember to get this area lit up as well, so that we don't get all those nasty leaves and snails all over the place. Nobody likes those in their home. I don't anyway. So righty. Just going to make this a little longer. You can see the new house area, shelter area with the stars. Oh goody. So let's see. Great. Now we have those placed, and I'm thinking while having this guy, this dwarf, I'm just going to no, you know what, I'm gonna release him, let him do whatever he thinks is best, and do a little of the planning stuff, and just make sure these resources are replaced. That one is removed, like this. Replacing the rear first always, so that you can still see the front, and you know that you need to go back there and work with more things like that. Great stuff. So we need to place some light here. Let's see if we can get this removed so that we can place something here as well. Now let's do this first then. Goody. Goody. So what I want to do now, once this has been done here, like that, is to use this. If we go into the craft area and we look at this wooden wall, it doesn't say anything about providing comfort, but I read online that it does affect the comfort of a house. So what I'm going to do is to add it here as the front. It's more durable than the earth. Let's just see who's attacking us. Okay, a lonely thing there. We don't really care about that. He's not going to be able to punch through there. A few more coming, that's okay. Just mark a little more of this to be worked with. Make sure these dwarves don't run out of anything to do. Great, house complete. Not sure what happened. It was the wall upgrade. Alright, until turn. Like so. So what we're doing here is practically reinforcing the house, and in doing so, by making stronger walls, the dwarves are going to feel safer and more comfortable in here. Right now we have the 31% comfort rating. That's really not that impressive. I mean, it's easier to get up the further you get in the game, so it's not like I'm going to be crying about this or anything, but it's just nice to have to start working on these kind of basic things, I think. So goody goody goody. Let's cut that down. Gather the water like so. Everybody's happy, especially me. And a huge amount of tasks marked to be completed. Let's just close this hole and place some lighting here. Like so, that should do the job. Great. So now that these things have been taken care of, we need to like finish the iron working here. So we're going to be using, of course, iron and then wood. And we want each and every one of our dwarves to now get upgraded things. So we're going to be making 8 of these. And we're going to be making 8 of these. We don't have better weapons yet, which is a bummer, but yeah, it'll be there soon enough. And like so. You can see these things have a small hammer icon here. That means that somebody, dwarf, needs to go to a forge and work on making them. And that's the blacksmithing skill. So right now they're just going crazy making these things, and we can't really equip them before they have been made, produced, and carried up to the stockpile. But this was good enough to complete the quest. I managed to miss hit there. Pretty amazing. Yeah, let's just open this one. So let's see what we have now. Task wise. Oh yeah, okay, I just completed by producing. So I actually asked to have all of this replaced, but I forgot that I'd closed this hatch, and in doing so prevented the dwarves from they can't open and close doors, hatches and stuff like that. So right, that's done with now. Let's just get this here. We're probably going to be producing glass now, I think, but yeah, we'll see. Great, so 4 new tasks. Hunt a beast, already did that, so that's a bit of a bummer. Kill 10 skeletons, that's gonna happen. Basic weaponry, yes, finally. And basic processing, meaning we need to produce glass. So very, very nice quests we have here. Let's just gather this water. The faster they do it, the more water we get, and we need water. I'm probably going to say this 1,000 times throughout these videos. Just gather that water. It's so important for you in the end game anyway. So we don't have that much sand. I haven't really found a good sand node anywhere. And the sand that I did find we have up here, but I think that's a better use for it right now. So all this yummy water went away. Such a shame. Well, anyway, time to craft, and the first thing we're going to be looking at is to make glass, because we need that to make bottles. We need bottles to make potions, to make oils, all sorts of crazy cool things. So I'm not going to hold back on this. I do need more sand. We're going to have to go fetch that. But this is pretty cool. Another thing that we got. We need a rope, and luckily we managed to get some wool early in the game by hunting some sheep. And we're going to turn that wool into ropes now, so that we can make bows. It's not because the bows as such are that interesting, but we can use them to make towers as well later, so that's pretty cool. Just going to make 2 of them now because I want to save up the rope, and then we're going to be making steel clubs for the rest of them. Got a new spell that is pretty useless. It really instructs the dwarves to all gather in one place where you use the spell. I'm going to make 7 of these because we're going to be getting another dwarf soon. So yeah, this is all good, and the dwarves should really be done with the tools that they were tasked to make earlier. You can see they're laying around here, still need to be carried to the stockpile. So they're not going to be doing any good while they're there, but right now the dwarves are all super busy. That's good. So right now I noticed that the undead horde is going to try to punch through here instead of using punching through the walls, the doors. That's really because the doors are so much stronger. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reinforcing this area down here. And of course the smart thing to do would be to reinforce it with a door. But we're not gonna do that. Let's gather this water that I really want. Cut down the tree. So I'm just going to add additional stone up here, so that it's going to be less interesting for the horde of undeads to punch through here. So I'm going to be replacing earth with stone, but before doing that I'm just going to make a hole here, so that all those nice resources don't go to waste. Now I can't make a hole here for obvious reasons. It would make all this water flood down into our shelter, and we don't want that. So just letting these dwarves collect these resources, and then I am going to close the area off here. I don't care about the last piece of wood. It's okay. So away with that one. Just mark even more wood to be gathered, and see no reason why we shouldn't have just a little light here. So let's see, they're working on glass also at the forges. I still haven't picked up all these things. Still haven't made all the weapons yet. So as you can see, these dwarves here, they're always busy. And it's not like I'm making all sorts of crazy things. No, you guy, hey, select wolf, control, go home. So, because I made changes, the dwarves somehow the goblins decided that now is a good time to come attack us. I'm not really sure what change I made that encouraged such an attack. 4 minutes left before the attack, so I would really like all the weapons to be carried home. But what we're going to do now is make sure that everybody's in good shape. So this guy here has 2 health, meaning that he won't go to bed even if I ask him to. So there's nothing I can do about that. He has a helm on, so he's pretty fit for fight. Next guy here also has a helm on, nothing more I can do for him. This guy's getting a steel club. I'm not really looking at their stats at this point because it doesn't really make much of a difference, I think. Unless you have a mage, then you really want to make sure that the mage gets the mage weapon. That does make a huge difference, especially because it's ranged, so they can stand safely at distance and deal more damage. That's super effective. So this guy doesn't have a hat, and that was pretty much the only one that did it. So whoops, I forgot to look into their health. More than 2 hearts. This guy has less, so I can tell him to go to rest. I know he's going to sleep. He's probably not going to fall asleep. This guy is very low in health, already resting. So they're all pretty decent. I'm just going to tell them to go into the shelter, and that means that if they're bored, they will go eat or rest or whatever makes most sense for them to do within this small area that they call home. And they're going to be staying there for these 2 minutes, just really stocking up on food and stuff like that, so that they are ready for the battle that is about to come. And while they're doing that, I can pretty much mark these items that I want them to work on afterwards. I don't know, it's a bit waste of time-ish, but I don't want to lose all my dwarves right now, just because I didn't give them a minute's rest before the monster portal came. So this guy here, selecting, he has more than 2, so he won't go to rest. Okay, now I triple clicked it, perhaps he is going to go to rest. I've never really managed to, wow, that was cool, I've never seen that before. This one, go to rest. This one, go to rest. Okay, so if you double click, they're actually going to do it, even though they wouldn't otherwise. That's cool. So I learned something new today, that's very nice. So these monsters are going 32%, and all we did was change this area here. It's small stakes, but everything helps, right? Monster portal coming the same place here. These small ones, can't do anything about them. They're going to be, wow, they're going to actually hammer on this. How cool is that? But they can fly above it. They're no real threat. They're going to be like, hey, we're the dwarves, we want to kill them. But there are no dwarves. Too bad. These guys are going to come here and start hammering on the door and on the sand, and that's a really bad deal for them. The big guy can't come in, so this is like the chicken shit coward version of doing this, but it works. That was really stupid. They decided the sand was weaker, and now they're just getting crushed. So that was pretty much dealing with the monster portal, and it went exactly as amazing as I wanted. The slightly larger zombies are going to get crushed after removing the door. So this is going to cost us 1 door. That's a bad deal, of course, but we didn't lose any dwarves on it. We can probably just tell the dwarves to go out now. Could even tell them to go pick on these guys, because they are going to wake up when they're going to turn into statues once it becomes day. Then they're going to be picked up and put into our stockpile, and then when it becomes night again, they're going to come back to life, because these guys are going to be pulling them out, and then they're going to just keep annoying us really until we actually deal with them. So that's why I decided it was a good idea to just do it the right way. So that was dealing actually with 2 monster portals in this video. Attack on the first, and super chicken beep cowardice on the second. We got a single goblin away. I'm thinking that we should go there and teach them a few manners, but yeah, I think we're going to do that really in the next video. Just open up here and go show them who the ruler of this realm here is, because they're just beginning to be a little annoying to have in the back head all the time. And expanding a little here, knowing that this is going to be something also that the dwarves need to deal with, but they can do it. They are strong, brave dwarves. So, anyway, we're going to have to find a beast to hunt, and that's normally not very hard. We just took out a boar here. We did 2 sheep earlier, so that's not really something I'm concerned about. I don't think that beetle counts, but that's a no rush thing. Besides that, we have the skeletons. You need to actually kill them. If they get crushed, it doesn't count. Weapon and basic processing. Yes, that was the glass thing. So definitely also something we need to be scouting for. Let's just make another batch of this and then look into making bottles, because bottles is also basic processing. Once we have bottles, we can make oil. That's also basic processing. So we are just going to be completing this right away, just to really make sure that we get a little further in this video, like so. Just gonna make 40. So the other thing we needed was the weapon stuff, not the advanced one, like this stuff here. Can make 5 more of these steel clubs. That's a real bummer because we don't need them. Can make 5 more here. So let's make 3 bows. We really need to do it. Feels like such a waste of resources. I'm so tired. I'm having trouble speaking correctly now. So let's see. That was those 2 quests. Then we have the beast. Let's go find the beast. Wow, we really do need to be on this side of the goblins to find the beast, don't we? Plenty of beasts here. So what we're going to do here is just go like this and hunt that beast and that beast. Going to wait with the sheep. I want to gather this water here. Come on, dwarvies, you can do it. I'm actually going to deselect this, because if they run out of town portal time, then they're going to walk by the goblins to get home. Oh, you didn't want to hunt the beast. Yeah, take the ones furthest away. So, just getting that completed. I can see we have sand here. That's pretty nice. So let's just grab that as well. See how well these new pickaxes are compared to the old ones. It's very, very nice. So what are you waiting for? So I can't remove this, then that sand is going to fall. You know, I'm just gonna do it. Then they're gonna get wet, and I don't care. That's okay, they can get wet. Just popping that in there. So let's see where we are quest-wise. Still need to do the skeletons, processing. All stuff that the dwarves need to work on here, and we just have a single guy doing that stuff, but I'm really keeping them too busy. They have so many tasks, but I really have a hard time just waiting for one thing to be done, even though it may be the fastest in the end, to really just allow them the time to do whatever it is they need to work on. But boring. So I just constantly keep finding new jobs for them, and then I hope they do things in an order that works for me, really. So, new task, because the basic weaponry was completed, and that is basic fortifications. Absolutely amazing. I love when we get to the part where we can start making fortifications, because we're talking about cages. Yes, and we need rope for those, which is a bummer, but a reason to cry about it. So first things first, we're going to go in here and we're going to remove the resources from all these starting hats that small dwarves had, because sometimes there are things in it that you can use. Goblin spear also, no. Okay, so that was a shame. Well, I guess it means that we need to go take out I don't really want to waste. You know what? I'm not gonna do it. The traps are amazing and they last forever, and they are amazing for zombies. But we're going to live without for a while, I think, and just make these fences. Just need to place one to complete one of the quests, and we're going to be making a batch amount of these to complete this one, like that. So what I'm going to do here is hit the Alt button, drag these down here. See, now we have traps, meaning that we can begin to make something very cool. Farms. And that is, I love farms. Hitting the Alt button will bring forward this like second menu for building, and these fences are pretty useless. What they do is that they slow down the movement of the bad guys, so it's no biggie, but right now we don't have anything better to do with this space, so just going to place them. I could also have converted them into wood resources again, but now we're just going to be getting a little experience from actually placing them. So what we need now is pretty much we need wool so that we can make traps, so that we can catch sheep, so that we can have sheep that breed new sheep. And we're going to need, let's just start with one, just to be, I don't want to like outmine the sheep or whatever you'd say. Going to be gathering this wheat here as well, so that we can get grain, so that we can make these traps. But all of this is something I want to focus on in the next video, getting rid of these goblins, making our farm, and completing even more quests as we move closer and closer towards the end of the first level. Not saying that it is close, because I think it's I don't know, 15-20 hour thing or something like that if you're just doing it casually. So there's gonna be quite a few hours left before, whoops, this is a completed campaign map. But this time I decided to go a little longer by not just stopping when the portal came. Find precious metals, advanced illuminating, fishing, advanced construction, very cool stuff. And like I said before, that's gonna be the next video, because it's almost 3 AM here in Denmark, and I can only go for so and so long, even though I absolutely love playing. So that's gonna be it for me here today, guys. Thank you very much for watching.